I have one more presentation to present for your thought and consideration from my past in dealing with a young Baptist minister just starting out with his first church, and his one elder, deacon, owner of the church building. It was a learning process, not only for him, but for me. The dollar bill does not change what the Bible says. Doesn't matter how much money you have, how much money you don't have. It's a matter of faith. It's a matter of standing on thus saith the word of the Lord. So that's what I've always lived my life on. I try to learn what the Word says and then do what the Word says. And now I related to you also how my mother raised me in the Church of Christ and did not believe in tithing. Now, this elder, deacon, whatever you want to call him, he did not believe in tithing either. Said it was an Old Testament doctrine, and indeed it is. In Malachi chapter 3, we'll go to verse 8. It says, "Will a man rob God? Question mark. Yet ye have robbed me. But ye say, wherein have we robbed thee? In tithes and offerings." Notice the questions. Not one question, but questions, plural. And then the answer is, in tithes and offering. Ye are cursed with a curse, for ye have robbed me, even this whole nation, speaking to the children of Israel. Bring ye all the tithes into the storehouse. We know in Hebrew, tithe means tenth, the tenth of everything. That there may be meat in mine house, that there may be supplies in my house. And prove me now herewith. He says, put me to the test, God says. So we got to take him at that. If he says it, he means it. Saith the Lord of hosts, if I will not open you the windows of heaven and pour you out a blessing, that there shall not be room enough to receive it. This is one way to give to God. This is the way that God has chosen to finance his house and how it's supposed to work. God didn't choose Friday night fish dinners, though they taste good sometimes. God did not choose bingo games to finance his church. God chose tithes and offerings. We know that offerings can break down into two different kinds. The offering that you give to the church, and then your alms to the poor when you see a brother in need and you give to him. That's alms to the poor. So you have tithes, offerings, and alms that we're going to be talking about. Now, I'm in my Thompson chain, so it's a little marked up. But we're going to go to the New Testament. This man told the young Baptist minister that it was an Old Testament doctrine, passed away, that we didn't even need to be concerned with it. Now, the reason I am using the Thompson chain is it's one of the few red letter Bibles that I have in my collection, in my war chest, that is red letter. I usually go with a black letter version. But anyway, at any rate, this is Jesus. The red is supposed to be Jesus speaking. That's the reason I brought the Bible out, this particular Bible. Now, I told this young pastor, preacher, that tithing was for today. he said, well, it's an Old Testament doctrine. It's passed away. And I said, who told you that? And he told me his deacon told him that it wouldn't be able to be brought forth in his church. Much like the praying for the ill and usage of oil, just all sorts of things. So he called it new fire. But when we go back to what Jesus said, this is Matthew 23, verse 23. Woe unto you, scribes, Pharisees, and hypocrites! For you pay tithe of mint, anise, and cumin, and have omitted the weightier matters of the law. Okay, what are the weightier matters of the law? Judgment, mercy, and faith. Now here's what Jesus taught. These ought ye to have done, judgment, mercy, and faith, and not to leave the other undone. Don't stop paying your tithe of mint, anise, and cumin. Awful easy to put that dollar ahead of God. But Jesus, the God-man, the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords, approved the paying of the tithe here. And we're going to look at it in Brother Moffat's translation as a commentary. Matthew 23. Woe to you, you impious scribes and Pharisees! You tithe mint and dill and cumin, and omit the weightier matters of the law, justice and mercy and faithfulness. These latter you ought to have practiced without omitting the former. Paying of tithe is not passed away, no matter what anyone tells you. And the legal system of God has established a way that we may know scripturally. I made it a habit early on in my ministry never to preach or teach or instruct anyone anything that I can't prove by two plain, clear scriptures. So we're going to go to Luke 11. (11:42). Jesus speaking again. But woe unto you, Pharisees, for you tithe mint and rue and all manner of herbs, and pass over judgment and the love of God. These ought ye to have done, and not to leave the other undone. Very important. If you want your church to be a success, and you don't want to see your parishioners or your church members or your visitors in any kind of discomfort, lack, or working exceedingly hard just to get by, you need to pay your tithe. That's not me speaking. That's Jesus. And that would conclude my memories of this crusty old deacon. And I pray that the young Baptist minister found his way. God bless you. Have a great day. Study to show yourself approved. Love you guys.